Tomorrow, the Supreme Court will begin hearing a case on whether the Trump administration can do away with birthright citizenship. Local 5's Alex Fulton is in studio with how the nation's highest court ended up taking on one of the president's top priorities.
Stephanie, almost right after President Trump issued his executive order to end birthright citizenship, a lawsuit was filed. Every lower court has found the order to be unconstitutional. The Trump administration has appealed this decision, and now the issue is before the Supreme Court.
I think it is a big moment for the legacy of this Supreme Court and the justices that sit on the Supreme Court.
Immigration attorney Benjamin Bergman says a 150-year-old federal law could soon be struck down.
It was in trying to ensure, one, that all individuals that were slaves or born of slaves would be U.S. citizens.
A Supreme Court case involving Wong Kim Ark, who was born in the U.S. to immigrant parents, changed the meaning of the 14th Amendment.
When he arrived back at the U.S., the customs agent would not allow him in. And in the 1880s, the U.S. Supreme Court held that no, he was born in the United States and he is a U.S. citizen.
Day one of President Donald Trump's second term, he issued an executive order to end birthright citizenship. He claimed that the 14th Amendment had been misinterpreted and was only supposed to apply to children of slaves.
The Trump administration issued an executive order saying only those babies born to U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents are citizens of the United States. That's the genesis of the suit.
Wednesday, the Supreme Court will hear arguments from the ACLU and Solicitor General D. John Sauer with the Trump administration.
If the Trump administration is successful, I think that it will only bolster their immigration enforcement.
Bergman says that somewhere around 5.5 million people could become undocumented if the court sides with Trump.
There's an alarmist view that we all could be at risk of having to prove our citizenship. For instance, I have an Irish grandfather. Am I now in a position that I need to show that my ancestor back in the 1850s came here, quote unquote, the right way?
It could be weeks or even months before the Supreme Court issues its final ruling on birthright citizenship.